What is up? I have been away for a little bit. Kind of ran into some issues with my recent guitar purchase, and I've kind of been just trying to take care of that, amongst other things, obviously going on in the world right now, and work and family. So I had to prioritize some of that, but I figured I'd just take a few minutes, throw together a quick video, just trying to actually test out a new setup I've got going on here, using the OBS software. So actually pretty neat little setup. So I don't have a great camera yet, hopefully going to be getting one soon, but I've been using my iPhone, and I found that there is a OBS camera plugin and an iOS app. So I'm actually using my camera from my iPhone connected to my computer, going into the OBS software here, recording my video live. So here it is. Here I am. And so I've also got behind this, recording my desktop, because we're going to do some noodling around with the new Fortin Cali plugin, which is right there. So kind of got all of this going on all at once here, whereas in my previous videos, it's basically having to record all these separate things, and then line everything up in post and cut and splice. And so what I'm hoping is that with this new setup, though I may not have as smooth as or seamless transitions just yet, with how I just basically had to use my mouse to pull my video of me down so you can see the desktop, I think this is going to be a great addition to my my setup here, especially how I can route the audio from the Mac right into OBS, and you've got the guitar. I'm gonna mute my mic. Yeah, so there it is. So now I can play the guitar, record that audio as well as my mic, record me through the camera and the desktop all together. It's actually pretty darn neat. I'll slide this OBS screen over, and you're gonna see like the multiple screens starting to stack up, and it's gonna look weird. But for anyone curious who might want to try this out, this is what I'm using, and that looks absolutely wild. So basically this is it. So the OBS software, I've only got one scene set up right now where it's recording my screen, the iPhone camera, and audio. I have the iOS capture device. I have a display capture, and it automatically records the mic line, like the main computer mic, which I've got set up as my condenser mic through my Focusrite Scarlett audio interface. So that's basically it. And I can record the guitar. I could play some stuff back in Logic and actually like write a song, which I might actually do in a future video. Like maybe we'll write part of a song live like this. So again, this is just kind of a quick update on kind of the stuff that I've been working on. New plugins that have obviously been released. I figured we'll go ahead and kind of chug on this Fortin Cali and just play around with this for a minute. And an update on the Solar guitar. So I had released a video of that a couple weeks back, and that was the last video I had released. And in that, you can hear a pretty good tone out of that thing. Since then, I had nothing but problems getting a good tight tone out of it. And long story short, after going back and forth with the guitar tech trying to figure it out, they actually narrowed it down to the switch. Switch is bad, and I contacted Solar. Xavier over at Solar, thank you for all your support. You are fantastic. Was on top of all of it. Can't recommend Solar enough. Like, fantastic guitars, and the support is top notch. They're shipping me a new switch, so once that comes in, which is scheduled to come in on Monday, I'm gonna drop it off the Guitar Tech. I'll get that switch replaced, and my very next video, you bet, you rest assured, will be the Solar. For now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Fortin Cali. So what you've been hearing in me playing so far is running through this absolutely fantastic plugin. Just kind of a quick overview. I'm sure that you've probably seen one of the many YouTube videos out there already, but just in case, if you haven't, some stuff we can take a look at here. So we have a clean channel. So it's clean. So there's the clean channel. So we have the Overdrive 2 channel. And it's kind of a higher gain channel, really. You can certainly get it up there, so like max this thing out. Of course, if you were trying to look for more of the classic rock tone or whatnot, you could just dial this back. Just kind of give it some break up there. We have these like multiple switches here. So we have a thump, we have hair, which are a 3-way toggle. And I'm not going to go into every single one of these, but there's a lot of ability to kind of dial in exactly what you're looking for here. Let's see, we can do the Overdrive 1, which is the channel that I have been on. And I've actually put together a few presets here, and for those interested, if you dig in what these presets sound like, I'll export these. But let's see, we have a bright rhythm, and I do want to note that the IR section in the Fortin Cali plugin here seems to be, I don't know if it's if they're new IRs or what, but it's fantastic. I actually have a Miko. The ML Sound Lab Miko plugin that I've created an IR from that, and I usually just turn off these IRs and use that plugin, or the IR that I exported from Miko, because I thought that just sounded so much better. But comparing that to the IRs built into this, I actually much prefer the IRs that are built into this. I mean, I'm sure I could get something good out of the Miko as well, but just from a quick comparison, these IRs are fantastic. And here's what I've got set up. I've got a dynamic 57 and a condenser 414. And this is what that sounds like. All right, so there's a quick comparison between the two presets I've got here, the bright rhythm and brighter rhythm, and the only real difference is, like like you can see there, is the brighter just kind of moves the 57 a little bit closer to the cone, and I don't believe there was any difference in the pedals. No, so we're using the Hex Drive, or the grind, just above 12 o'clock, like maybe right between 12 and 1. Then I've got a Hex Rhythm preset here, which is using a ribbon 160 kind of right in the center of the cone, and a condenser 414 just outside. So not quite as bright of a tone, still pretty bright. We've got that 160 right on the cone. But, let me mute my mic. And then let's see, we've got Hex Rhythm 2. What is this? Oh, actually, so the reason I created this was because I was having an issue actually saving presets. So maybe just some feedback for Neural DSP if they somehow come across this video. I was having an issue saving a preset. It kept, I had a custom IR loaded, and every time I tried to replace that with an actual one of your built-in mics here, IRs, it kept reverting back to my custom IR and it would not let me save it. So I tried to save a new instance of this as Rhythm 2 and finally was able to get it to work. So yeah, I'm actually really digging the Fortin Cali. The tones, the IRs, the pedal section, everything is fantastic. I'm only kind of just barely scratched the surface of this thing and it sounds absolutely fantastic. Whether you're looking for a really pristine, clean sound, something kind of classic rocky, you know, all the way to just absolutely just shredding, face melting, high gain. It can do all of it with ease. And you know, case in point, I've got Overdrive 1 on here, and you can see I've got the gains dialed back to like just below 4 and just about exactly 4 on gain 1, and gain 2, like I said, just below 4. And excuse me, we've got, and that's with the hex drive engaged. And then we've got the level all the way up there, really pushing the amp. But let's see, we've got the grind engage here, like I showed, maybe just been between 12 and 1. And with gains just a little bit higher here. So at 6 and just maybe around in between 5 and 6. And so there's still plenty of room to go on this, on the gain. And it's already just like face melting. But even with that, it's super tight, especially with that grind pedal. It really kind of tightens up that low end, and it's just amazing. So I'm absolutely loving this. I've already got a track that I'm working on for this, so stay tuned for a follow-up video. In fact, quick plug there is if you're interested in checking that out and you want to be notified, go ahead and hit subscribe. So you'll be notified when that video comes out and all future videos. And this is obviously not my typical format, but this is just kind of, like I mentioned a few times, just testing out a new setup of recording here. Really kind of wanted to just play around with the Fortin in this. Yeah, if you dig what I've got going on here, you want to follow, stay up to date on some future stuff coming out pretty soon. And like I said, I'll have the Solar A1.7D repaired next week, so I'll be putting out some videos with that. So hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. Like and share, tell your friends, and as always, thank you for watching and thank you for your support.